This morning we are going to talk about the Predator Defense Dog, which is a new American breed and is being bred to protect against predators such as wolves, bears, coyotes, bobtails, other lynxes, but also smaller predators such as foxes, raccoons, and also for feral hogs. The breeds that they used to create this breed are predominantly the Rottweiler, the German breed of Molosser, and the Johnson type American Bulldog, which is an American breed of bulldog and is quite massive. Whereas the Rottweiler is one of the smallest mastiffs or Molosser type of dogs, the American Johnson Bulldog is the biggest of all the bulldogs there are. And they use a specific line of American Bulldogs that had better characteristics as in drive and possibilities. So both the Rottweiler and the American Bulldogs are being used as guardian breeds, whereas some bulldogs were also used as catch dogs, for example catching feral hogs. So thereby combining guardian defense dog qualities against humankind, because they talk about this predator defense dog as a dog to face off with predators, but they also face off with humans. And in that case, the purpose looks a lot like that of a band dog. And the band dog is also there to deal with man or beast and to protect against those that bring harm. So that also gives you a perspective if you want something else along the similar lines. And protection against humans, Rottweilers are a very good choice if you get them from working lines. And why is that the case? Because you get the protection properties of a guard dog mixed with a little bit more laid-back character as compared to, for example, a shepherd type of guardian dog. And also you have the size, you have man-stopping ability. The size of a Johnson Bulldog on average is similar to even bigger than that of a Rottweiler. So also these Johnson type Bulldogs have great stopping power. So that brings you to the topic, what other breeds did they use? They wanted to increase the grit, and therefore they bred in working type American Pit Bull Terrier, which is a true gladiator dog, but they use extra large lines. So therefore they also bred in a lot of weight pulling Pit Bull type of dogs. In my opinion, I like the heterosis, so they have increased the gene set. Still the dogs look predominantly Rottweiler type. So if you like Rottweilers, this could be an interesting alternative. But in my opinion, there might be some better choices, and I will explain why. Rottweiler is a dog that is suitable for protection, but lately this dog breed has a low percentage of working specimens. And there are other breeds, and they use this XL Pit Bull Terrier type to do not give away too much of the size. And the size range of this predator defense dog is between 100 and 160 pounds, so about 45 to 72 kilograms, which is quite big to begin with. So that's the point, and there are other types that are being worked more consistently that have similar attributes as the Rottweiler. For example, the Boer Bull. And the Boer Bull is also already bred to deal with human threats, but also animal threats. So for example, baboons, leopards, hyenas, and the likes. So that could be a better choice. Or go with, for example, a livestock protection breed that has been developed to protect against wolves and bears predominantly. So for example, if you want a shorter coat, there are dogs like the Alabai that also feature this very thick, strong skull and big power and size, bigger than the Rottweiler even. So that could be an alternative source of Rottweiler, and then being dealing with some predators. If you want to have a Johnson type of bulldog, of course you get the biggest type of bulldog, but also that with the least drive and the least athletic properties. Normally a cat American bulldog would be Scott type or Margarita Painter, which are far more athletic and look a lot more like a Dogo Argentino than a Johnson bulldog. Dogo Argentino is another dog breed that has been developed to deal with, for example, predators such as puma, but especially with hawks. So my worries are that both the Johnson and the Rottweiler carry too little prey drive, and also are not as athletic as they should be. So therefore, if you introduce another factor, you will be almost producing a scatterbred dog that could be very healthy, but also would be hard pressed to deliver with consistency the type of pups that you want. So for example, if you would go with Alabai, which is a livestock protection breed, and Scott type American Bulldog, you would have a similar size, a lot more athletic capabilities and a lot more drive. And also Boer Bull could be a superior choice, even increasing bulk as compared to, for example, Rottweiler. Another thing is there are many good band-dog programs. For example, American Sentinel K9 that are specifically developed to deal with threats, being human or hunting hawks. So they are not as much to deal with animals that come on your turf, but their protective nature, their hunting drive, as well as their predator disposal skills and strength, would be a very good choice. And these dogs are bred true and very much look like an XL American Pit Bull Terrier of game lines. So not so much weight pool, but game lines, and they are in the bottom range of this predator defense dog already. It could be a far better choice also if you would look towards XLRs, American Pit Bull Terriers, especially weight pool ones. So those are some of the factors to consider. That being said, I like the initiative a lot, but I think it could be executed far better, and therefore I gave some pointers. I hope that you like this video. If you do, let me know. If you have some additional information that you want to share, or why these choices were made over the choices that I propose, please let me know. Have a great day. This video is a follow-up to the Gladiator defense dog video I made, and in this case I will quickly summarize. Gladiator defense dog is especially a cross between Rottweiler, destroyed pigeon on one hand and American Bulldog Scott type on the other hand. I think a cat took it in. And a little bit of American Pit Bull blood of working lines. So game or weight pool blood is added. That being said, this dog is developed to be an all-round predator defense dog and is quite heavy, between 100 and 160 pounds, so it's 45 to 72 kilograms, which is very big. And if you look where they use them the most on, it's on hogs. And if that being said, a hog is not so much of a predator. They do kill also sheep and lamb, but they're more of an omnivore. But if you look at hog hunting breeds, they're already very good other breeds. Most notably the Dogo Argentino and the Bull Arab of Australia, and also the Bull Greys, so bull lurchers, beautiful son. And all these dogs have in common that they are, on average, a lot lighter and faster than the predator defense dog. So that's a funny thing, eh? And there's also something else. They also have a higher prey drive than the predator defense dog. And also in this predator defense dog video, I already mentioned that there is an American Bulldog type that is used also for hog hunting, but is normally not the Johnson type, but the Scott type or the Painter Margarita types, which are even smaller. And these have a longer nose, more athletic body, and those are suited for the work. Also, Rottweiler is not a dog used to catch. There are different breeds, for example Dogo Argentino or Bull Arab, or these bull lurchers. They carry American Pit Bull Terrier blood and also faster blood to make them faster. Greyhounds in this case, very often. But also the American Pit Bull Terrier is far better candidate to catch and hold. There are also dogs in Europe, for example the Spanish Alano Español, who are like bulldog type of dogs and also for the catch work. So this is quite a crazy, in my opinion, choice to use these two breeds. Also because they want to be an all-round defense dog. If you're only dealing with coyotes, this might be an overkill. Smaller dogs would be sufficient as well. And there's the thing, if you have such an enormous big dog, you usually don't have too many of them. Whereas if you have some smaller dogs, you can keep more of them. And that's also the drawback. Even with coyotes, one coyote is not a problem for this predator defense dog, but a group of coyotes can be. For example, they also use these type of dogs, Patterdale Terriers, as lure dogs and killing dogs for coyotes. But you need 2 or 3 to be efficient without putting too much damage on the dog to deal with coyotes. But these dogs are like, hey, 12 kilograms, and that's on top. Whereas those other dogs are so much heavier, 72 kilograms. So that is 6 times the weight. You could keep 6 of these dogs for the same weight as a top level of predator defense dog. And of course they will be less good at dealing with really big animals, but these dogs are actually being used also as catch dogs. So for fox and badgers, which are very good and solid predators for their size, but also on hawks. And these dogs have the hunting drive and can also deal with the smaller critters. For example, predator defense dog is also there for foxes, cats, raccoons, and these dogs would be far more suitable to do that because they are able to follow them a lot better. And if you really are dealing with really big predators, there are better breeds that are specifically bred to deal with, for example, wolves or bears, like the Alabai, Kangal, Turkish or Kurdish Mastiffs. So that's my follow-up on that video. He's sniffing those mice out, or rats, whatever they are. He saw that he even wanted to use his mouth to dig faster.